How do we construct a graph of a binomial distribution? So let's talk about an example of binomial distribution. We'll kind of unpack it as we go. A waiter at a Green Spot restaurant has learned from long experience that the probability that a lone diner will leave a tip is only 0.5. During one lunch hour, the waiter serves 6 people who are dining themselves. Make a graph of the binomial probability distribution, some of the probabilities for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so let's talk about some things. Let's talk about the parameters of the binomial distribution. We're going to first establish what is my number of trials. What is my n? My n is the number of people I'm serving. I'm serving 6 people. Okay. Next, I need to establish my probability. My probability is I'm looking at the probability that they leave a tip, I believe. So if we're looking at leaving tips, the probability they leave a tip is 0.5. And so what I need to do is I'm going to construct a probability distribution to find the probabilities at these exact points. I want to know the probability that x equals 0. I'm sorry about that. Probability that x equals 0. Probability that x equals 1. Probability that x equals 2. Probability that x equals 3. Probability that x equals 4. Probability that x equals 5. And the probability that x equals 6. So I want to find each of these probabilities, okay? So now, how can I find those probabilities? Well, first off, these are exact values. So keep that in mind. There's 2 ways you could do this. One, you could go back here into this formula and use this formula for every one of them. You could use this formula for every one of them, okay? That's a little time consuming, though. I don't want to use that formula for every one of them. You could also use your TI calculator, okay? And if you're talking about exact, we could use Binom PDF. So you could use Binom PDF, and then you put your n first, which is 6, your p-value, which is 0.5, and then your x value, which is 0. Okay, and so this will be kind of the same thing all throughout. This will be Binom PDF 6, 0.5, and 1. Okay, this will be Binom PDF. So what's changing each time is the x. Binom PDF 6, 0.5, and 3. Binom PDF 6.5 and 4, a Binom PDF 6.5 and 5, and then Binom PDF 6.5 and 6. Okay, so that it's a little tedious. Well, you have to know how to do this. Like the great thing is Salt will automatically do this for you. And so I'll go to second vars, Binom PDF 6.5 and 0. So my first one's 0.016. I'll go 3 spots on each one. All I'm going to do is I'm going to press the up button and press enter. I'm going to change this to 1.094. Change the up button, press enter. 0.234. Oops, 234. Up button, enter. 3.313. Up button, enter. 4.234. Up button, enter. 0.094. Up button, enter. 0.016. Okay, so that gives me the probabilities. Okay. Now what my goal is I want to make a graph of these probabilities. And so my x values are going to be my r's. My r's are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm going to make my graph here. Okay, my x values, I said, will be my r's. So it'll be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can call this R. You could also call this the number of tips. Okay. All right. My Y value will be my probability. Okay, so that'll be my probability. And so this will go up to, what's my highest one? 0.313. So I'm going to go up to 0.4. Okay, and now what I'm going to simply do is I'm going to make bars for each one. Okay, so for 0, it's 0.016. So I'm going to go up to 0.016, which is barely up here. It's just like right there. For 1, I'll go to 0.094. That's right there. 2, I go to 0.234, so a little above 0.2. For 3, I'm going to go to 0.313, so a little above 0.3. 4, I'm going to go to 0.234. Notice this is kind of see what's happening here. 5, 0.094, so a little below 0.1. And then 6 is 0.016. And so this is an example of a histogram of the binomial distributions, which, by the way, SALT will do this for you automatically. So you're not going to have to know how to do that by hand, but that's how you kind of do it by hand. I use the calculator to get these values. You could also use the formula. You will also be able to use SALT today to help you with that as well, but the formula's on the other side of the paper if you need it.